Welcome back, everyone. So this is a long-awaited tutorial on how to set up Caddy on a Linux system. So this one I am running Ubuntu 22.0 or 24.04. Let me just show you that. Hold on. So to check this, we're gonna, if you aren't running Ubuntu 24.04, that's okay. This will work on basically all of the Linux distributions, but we're gonna do lsb-a. Oops, hold on. That's I'm sorry. lsb underscore release dash a, and see I'm on Ubuntu 24.04, and that's the one I'm on. If you are running something else, it may see something else. This works though for all Linux distributions on Ubuntu 24.04, 22.04, and 18.04. So basically we're going to teach you how to do Caddy. So let's get started. We're going to go first to Caddy server, and there's two ways of doing this. Now you can run the automatic install script, which we're not going to do because we need to run separate subcategories like plugins such as Duckdns and Cloudflare. So I'm going to click download, and it already knows I'm on a Linux AMD 64. Sometimes it won't, so you have to manually select your operating system, but it knows I'm on there. I'm going to select Cloudflare plugin and Duckdns. I always don't recommend selecting anything more than you need. These are the two main ones I'll probably use at all times. So Duckdns is a free solution, and Cloudflare will be a solution if you're going to use your own domain. So we'll click download. As you see, it's downloading the custom binary, and we'll wait for that to download. And it's loading. Okay, so now they're completed, we can move the file over. So we'll do that really quick. So we're gonna copy in terminal. So we're gonna do ls to find where we're at. We need to go to downloads because that's where download is. So cd downloads, and we're gonna do ls, and we see our custom Caddy Linux. So we're just gonna rename it. So we're gonna do cp, or we're gonna do sudo move, and then we're gonna do the name. So Caddy underscore Linux underscore AMD 64 underscore custom, and we're going to do dot / and we're going to name it Caddy. So this is going to basically rename our file. So now if we ls, see now it's named Caddy. So now we're going to give it execution rights. So we're going to do sudo chmod +x and then Caddy. So we're going to give that execution rights. Now if we do ls, -la, we can see that it has directory read write, and under Caddy we have read write and x, which will basically mean we can read, write, and execute all the file itself. Now we need to move it to our binary folder, and I'll have I'm gonna try to make a doc on my wikis on this my Docusource webpage, which will have screenshots and all this instructions on there too. If any of you are verbal listeners or video listeners or just like to read along. So we're going to go into cd, we're going to select cp, actually we want to find the directory, so let's make a new tab in. So just so you note, this will all be in the Caddy docs actually, so you can actually go to caddyserver.com/docs/install, and we click on static binary, and we'll see we've already gotten this from our downloads page. Now we need to put it as a service, so we'll just click on this and open a new tab. And now we can move Caddy. We're going to copy it actually to user.bin. So we're going to run sudo cp, and we'll paste this in cp Caddy. Okay, so we're going to do sudo cp caddy, and then we're going to move it to /user/bin. And now if we go to user/bin, so cd /user/bin, and we do ls, we should see our Caddy under C. So we'll go and find Caddy. There's G. Scroll all the way up. There's Caddy, and it has user permissions. So now what we need to do is we need to make an install script. So to do that, we're going to make a systemd. So we're going to give, first off, we're going to give it, we're going to check it by seeing if it works by doing caddy version. This is really simple. We just paste this in, and it'll tell us, as we see, it says caddy 2.7.6. We'll add it a system group. This will add basically a username caddy, so it can run as a systemd. All right. And then we're going to add the sudo user add, and we're going to add the group and make it writable. So we'll do that real quick. So we can make our, this will basically show we're adding user caddy, and we're creating a home directory for the logs, a home directory for the caddy logs, again, logs. This is for shell. This is for going to count the caddy web server. Next, we need to make a systemd. This is basically what's going to auto run it on boot and let us put our caddy file in this directory. So to do this, we need to get the caddy service. So we'll go into here and open this up. It'll take us to GitHub, and we can copy the raw, which is all this, and we're going to make a new service in, systemd. So to find this, you go to cd dot cd dot. And once we're in home, we can do ls, and we're going to find our systemd folder. So it should be in, I think, etc. Let me just find this 1 second. Okay, so we're going to go to cd /etc systemd. And once we're there, we're going to do sudo nano, and we're going to name it caddy.service. And now we're going to paste that thing we copied from GitHub in here. And we only need to edit a couple things. So we're going to edit, our user bin is in user.bin. Caddies, we already put that in there when we cp'd it in the last step. Now our caddy file is going to be in etc caddy. So if you want it somewhere else, you can obviously change it. We're going to keep the same bone stock. Everything else you can keep in here is stock because it's fine. So next, we're going to click Control O to save it. Click Enter, and then Control X to exit out. Next, we're going to go into cd etc, and we're going to make one. I think it's called. Hold on, I think it's called caddy. Let me double check. It's etc caddy. Okay, so we're going to make cd dot to go back, and then we're in etc. So cd or mkdir. We're name it caddy. Oops, sudo mkdir caddy. The reason that error popped up is because we didn't give it administrative privileges. Then we do cd caddy, and now that we're in there, we can do ls, and nothing's in there. Good. And we do sudo nano. This is to edit the file, and we're gonna make it caddy file. Okay. Once we're there, we can add our caddy instructions. So if you go to my website, Demon Warrior Tech Docs, I have examples in here. We're going to go to caddy examples, and we're going to go through Duckdns just for simplicity. We're going to copy this. And I don't personally have anything running on here right now, but I'm going to add a task. So if you are running everything on Linux, you would name it your IP. And then, so for example, example 92.168.0.111.8096. Just double check this. Let me double check I have the right domain. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so now that we have that, we can, I got the right domain. So it's demonwarriorflix.duckdns.org. And we're going to leave it at this IP. If you don't know your internal IP of your system, just create a new window and type ifconfig. Sometimes you need to install a tool, so do sudo apt install nettools. That's going to install the config tools so we can find our IP. So it's installing. Let that install. Okay. Now if we type ifconfig, we'll see our IP. Let's see what our IP is. So this is our new IP. So we want to make sure this is in there. So this is our local IP. So if this is your IP, you just under your caddy file, all you do is 192.168.0.your IP. But I don't need that because I'm using a separate system to run my caddy file. But if, for example, you can run this on anyone. So if you have anything inside your local network, inside 192.168.0.x, it can run anything inside your network. I mean, I could run stuff from 4 different PCs, and they could all be linked in this one caddy file to the World Wide Web, which is the great thing about Caddy is you don't need to have Nginx running on every PC. You can run it on one PC and have everything link up between it. So I've done that, so I'm going to click Control O to save and Control X. And I'm actually going to rename this file because I actually named it wrong. So we're going to sudo mk caddy file. Wait, we're going to do sudo mv ./caddy file. And we're going to name it with a capital C because it needs a capital to register with Caddy. I'm going to ls. Now it's capitalized. Good. Alright, now that that's done, we need to worry about Duckdns. So let's do that. Let's go to duckdns.org. And we're going to click install. If you haven't already made an IP, it's really simple to do. I show this in other videos on how to reverse proxy in Windows. If you need help with this, it's not too hard. You literally just create an account with either Google, GitHub, Twitter, and then you go to home and you just name something like in the box and click add domain. It's really simple. So we're going to go into Linux GUI because we're in a GUI, and we're going to install this, which is a Duckdns DNS. So if you have a static IP, I've gone over this in a couple of my videos, but I'll go over it again in this one. There's 3 different types of IPs. There's a static IP, a dynamic IP, and a CGNAT IP. And they're given from every ISP provider gives you them. The difference between them are a static IP stays the same no matter how many times you reboot, no matter what your ISP does. It's the best kind of IP. It always stays the same. Then there's a dynamic IP. Usually these are reusing old IPs. So the IP changes every so often or every day, or whenever you reboot your modem, it'll always change. So one thing we need to do with that is get a DuckDNS or a DDNS, which automatically updates our IP to the system. So we can see, hey, your IP changed, and then it updates into our DuckDNS IP or whatever else we're using. This would be great, for instances, if you want to have a static IP but you're not offering it, because usually they either offer a static IP or most residential ISPs will only offer dynamic IP. Then you have CGNAT, which is you cannot port forward, you can't open ports, you can't do anything with your IP externally. It's locked down basically. And most of those ISPs will let you upgrade to a static IP for a small fee of like $1 to $5 a month, or usually a flat fee. You can always upgrade from a dynamic or a CGNAT IP to a static IP for fairly cheap, just as an FYI. So we're going to run the second command in here, and I'll link all these in the description. Oops, what is this? Let's try sudo. So next we're going to download this. It's downloaded to our downloads. So we're going to go into downloads folder. So cd, and we're going to do the ampersand home or /. That'll take us to our home directory, hopefully. Yep. And then cd downloads. Now that we're in the downloads directory, we can run this command to make it executable. This is going to make the Duckdns a binary executable. Great. And next we're going to do Duckdns setup. So this is going to run the setup on the executable that we just made. And it's asking us to enter our subdomain. We're going to do that. So mine's Demon Warrior Flicks. Next. It's asking for our token. I'm going to paste that in. Just give me 1 second. Again, you don't want to share this with anyone. This is very important. You need to block it out. So I'm going to block this out in my setup. Let me pause and put it in. Hold on. Okay, so once you have that, you just copy and paste it in. Again, I'm going to blur mine out. Make sure there's no space before. Sometimes when you copy and paste, it adds a couple extra spaces, so make sure you delete those. And click next. Okay, domain. Okay, it added my token as you can see. Click next. And now it's okay. Script created, cron job added, DNS response. Okay, that means it successfully did it. So now if we go into our let me see, where is it? Now if we go back into the web UI, have all that set up, we can run the cron job so it runs at startup. So we'll do that real quick. Okay, now we start that cron job. So it'll start its startup now, and we don't have to worry about setting up ever again. Now we need to go to our router. So we're going to go to 192.168.0.1. That is my router. Yours may differ. The way you can find out, ifconfig, and it's going to be the one. Let me see. It should be right here in ETH0. Hold on. Broadcast iNet. Huh. Well, just so you know, it's you can find it by ifconfiging on here, or find it. You can always go on Windows, and that'll tell you if you do ipconfig. But for my instance, I'm at 192.168.0.1, and I'm gonna log into my Verizon gateway. And once I'm in here, I'm gonna go to advanced. This may vary on your setup, but just note that it will work this way on Verizon. If you have Verizon, go to security and firewall, and we're going to go to port forwarding. I've already added my port forwards, I think, for these, but I'm going to delete them and do it again. So make it okay. I had to minimize my size of the window because I don't have my graphic drivers on her. But basically, I just made it bigger. So what we're going to do is I've already set mine up, but if you're going to make a new one, you're going to click on create a rule, HTTPS. We're going to name the original port 443, forward port 443. Protocol is always going to be TCP, and schedule is always. We're going to set our device, so mine is ending in, let's double check it, 228. So we're going to select this as 228. So here's 228, and we're going to click save. Next, we're going to go down here to the other one, the 80. And again, if you're making it new, you'll just click on create a rule, HTTP 80. Forward port is 80. We're going to change our internal to 228. Protocol is TCP. Schedule always, and click save. And now if we go into check it, portchecker.co, we can see if 80 is open. So we'll check it. 80 is open. We'll check 443 is open. 443 is open. Awesome. Now all we have to do is run. Okay, so we're gonna, if you get this error, failed to enable unit, we're gonna run sudo system ctl daemon reload to reload our daemon, and then we're gonna enable it now. So we're gonna do system ctl enable caddy. So if you see this error, I actually put in the wrong directory. So we're gonna do cd dot forward slash etc systemmd, and we're gonna do cad hold on, make sure this is right. System, or we're gonna go here. I'm gonna do what is it? Sudo mv, and we're gonna move it to the system. Move dot forward slash caddy dot service to system. Now if we do cd system ls, we should see our caddy service now in here. Let's see. Maybe not. cd dot ls. Let's just do this. Let's go into systemmd. So we're going to do cd system. We're going to do mk or sudo nano caddy dot service. And we're going to paste this in there from the GitHub. and we should keep it all the same because everything's the same. Control O to save, Control X to exit, and we're gonna do now we should be able to run it. So we'll do go back to here. Damien reload to reload the services. That's going to reload the services. Now we're going to enable it through Caddy. So we're going to do this. There we go. Now if we do systemctl Caddy, we'll see it's running. And now if we go to Demon Warrior Flicks, oh, we got an error. We'll fix that error real quick. Hold on. Let's see if it loads. Hold on. Alrighty, so now if we load it on here, https://demonwarriorflicks.duckdns.com, it loads our domain. Oop, hold on, I misspelled that. demonwarriorflicks.duckdns.org. It loads our domain, and now it's loaded our Jellyfin. If you want to do Cloudflare, I'm going to make another video for that as well. But basically, if you want to make this run or stop it, all you have to do to stop it, just as a little info, is sudo systemctl. Let me actually clear this one. If I want to stop it, I just do sudo systemctl stop caddy, and it'll stop sudo systemctl status caddy. As you see, it's stopped. Now if we want to run it, we just do sudo systemctl start caddy. And we do status again to see it, make sure it's running. And it is active. And if we go back to our Duckdns, as you can see, it's running again. So if you enjoyed this tutorial and want to check out some more, I have some awesome other tutorials on here for Windows and Linux based open source softwares and a bunch of other third-party apps. If you guys want to see anything interesting or new coming, please join my Discord and let me know. I'd love to make more videos and inform some more people on how to use them. I want to make one for Cloudflare next, so look out for that coming in the future. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and join our Discord if you need help. Thanks so much, guys. Have a great rest of your day.